Hey guys, thanks for joining the channel today. My name is Jay Wilson. I'm a freelance consultant through my company Onyx Reporting. I'm really excited about the interview I've got lined up for you today. I had the opportunity to interview Andrew Chaffin, the co-founder of CrystalBallers. Now, full disclosure, Andrew and I do business together. I do work for him. He does some work for me. So there is a mutual exchange there. But the reason why I wanted to feature him on my channel is because I think Andrew, as a Domo partner and consultancy, is doing something I think somewhat unique. He's using his consultancy to drive development of his main business, which is building apps for Domo customers. And so we're going to feature two of those apps on the channel today. One of them is available in the App Store today, right now, available as a trial. And the other one, if you contact Andrew, is available for sale or a PS. I'm not really sure on the commercials of the Major Domo app, but definitely watch the section about the Major Domo app. On top of all of that, one of the things I really appreciate about CrystalBallers is their desire to create a community. I'm very excited for Andrew's vision of taking his customer base and my customer base, throwing them into a room together and just see what they come up with. We want to hear how you guys have been successful scaling your Domo implementation inside of the big data programs that you already have. We want to hear about the frustrations that you're having and see if we can recommend solutions for that, or if we can take your frustrations and kind of channel them into a new app that solves that problem. So if the idea of a mastermind community is something that's interesting for you, please let me know. You know where to find me. I'll have Andrew's email linked in the bottom of the description as well. And we want to see if we can continue that conversation. All right, enough preamble. Let's get to the interview.
And I was so impressed, Andrew, by your kind of custom apps that you were showing off and just this idea of having a consultancy around building custom apps. I wanted to have you come onto my channel and just talk all about that. So, Andrew, who are you? What is CrystalBallers? What do you do?
Yeah, I'm Andrew. I'm the co-founder of CrystalBallers. My co-founder is John Stevens. Together, he and I spent 14 years at Domo. He was the Major Domo at Domo for 4 years. He was a data scientist on the data science consulting team. I was the data science director and a solution consultant for most of my time there. We started this company about 7 months ago. We've mostly been doing consulting, but we've been using the free dollars that we have to start to build apps. And we've got a small stable of 3 of them today. We've got the Major Domo Assistant, we got the filter tree, and we've got our Hypothesis Hub engine. They're kind of the V1 bare bones of big ideas that we have.
Where do you get these big ideas? I'm just I think a lot of customers, when they think about Domo, they're like, okay, it's visualization, right? It's like Power BI or Click or Tableau. Where do you get your ideas from?
That's a good question. We try to just abstract processes, right? So the Hypothesis Hub is an abstraction of an actual interaction that I had at Domo. I was working in sales, and there was this hypothesis that if we just dialed a whole bunch, that we could create new opportunities. I wanted to test that hypothesis. I pulled the data, tried to see if there was a correlation between dials and opportunities generated, and there wasn't. And I tried to present that to leadership. I don't think that the message landed super well or was fully understood what I was trying to communicate. What I wished there would have existed was a place for me to post my idea, right? Post my hypothesis of, hey, these things aren't related. They're not correlated. Here's my analysis even. Please argue with me, right? Please prove that I'm wrong, or if I'm right, let's run some tests. Let's see what.
So like a better built out suggestion box or something.
Right. Yeah.
Okay.
Now, the idea with the suggestion box is great. I just wanted it to be a little bit more specific. We built the hypothesis engine to help people formulate their idea a little bit more completely, rather than just being a raw suggestion. We want you to submit evidence. We want you to think through your idea of what the impact could be to the business. We want you to think through, hey, can I be proved correct? Can I be proved incorrect, right? So we make the user think through their idea a little bit more when they post it. But then, yeah, after that, it's like a Reddit forum, right? People can communicate around that idea. They can come up with tests to validate or invalidate the original idea. There's
So you're gonna like upvote and downvote. I think
Right.
this is a good idea. I think this is a terrible idea.
Right. Yeah, it's mostly upvote right now. We didn't want to encourage downvotes. But the idea is, the great ideas will surface, right? They'll encourage communication, collaboration around them, and encourage testing. And I think that's really what the magic of Domo is that it's a fast iteration platform fundamentally, right? So it allows for fast testing and validation. We just need the ideas. I think that a lot of people have fantastic ideas. There's just not a great surface mechanism, especially in Domo. So we wanted to create one. But that was an abstraction of my own particular issue that I had, right?
So you, based off of this experience you had, you're like, oh man, I need to build a cool app for that.
Right. Yep.
I love that. That's so cool.
And there's a roadmap we have for this, right? We want to be able to track these ideas through their life cycle. We want to track it through testing and track it into like a knowledge graph. None of that's built yet because our intention here is to do like a lean startup approach with our products. We want customer partners to work with us on this to help us do this, like help us prioritize our roadmap. What's important for us to add into this now? What are the features that we haven't thought of, and how this might work in real life? This just barely got into the App Store this week, so this is our V1.
It's in the App Store right now.
It is.
So I could download it to my instance of Domo if I wanted to.
Yep.
For free?
You can get a free trial. We encourage you to try out the free trial. This is a paid app, but yeah, go get the free trial. Try it out.
And what if I I love this idea of backing up my hypothesis, my idea with numbers. And I'm like, Andrew, I want you to be able to embed cards here. I want to put cards here or link to a dashboard. If I want to do customization on this, because you're talking about iterating on this app, how do I start that conversation with you or with CrystalBallers?
Yeah, if you're already thinking that way, we definitely want you as a customer. That's fundamentally who we're looking for. We're not just looking to sell our app. We're again looking for partners. So we want people to give us that feedback. We want to incorporate it. The way we're thinking about it is that smaller changes that are just generally valuable to everyone, we'll just do. That's not things that you'll have to pay for. We want to make this app better for everyone. And if what you're asking for is a general purpose improvement, you're basically just moving our items on our own roadmap. So no problem. That's part of your subscription fee, right? If there's something that's specific to your use of this specific app, hey, we want our specific colors, or I want this specific thing in here for us specifically, then that's going to be something that we'll ask you to pay for. We'll scope that, and we're happy to implement that. We have the ability to do that, but it would be classified as a personalization for your instance of this app. And yeah, we're happy to do that.
Andrew, you have demoed this app to the Domo user group community. And what I found really interesting about that demo was like the first 5 big pieces of feedback had nothing to do with the app and were questions about like, well, how is this going to work at my organization? Like, can I submit an idea anonymously? Or do you have functionality to support a quarterly review of all of the apps? So we were talking about like, I guess like this business process or what it would actually look like when it was implemented at my organization. And I thought that was super compelling. And I wonder, did that catch your attention as well?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, I mean, those have been questions we've asked ourselves. We just don't feel confident that we have the answers. So again, we're starting with the bare bones V1, but I don't know, is the right approach to have like a consulting engagement along with this, with a proposed way of using it, right?
Right.
Or is it to provide a flexible onboarding experience with options for the customer, right? Or does this need to be, do we need to add certain features? I I mean, I have my own hypotheses, I have my own ideas,
Right.
but I want to validate those with real customers, right? So yeah, I feel like um, everything's on the drawing board. We just need real feedback.
I want to wrap up this video shortly, but I know you have another app, the Domo, what did you call it? Major Domo Assistant, maybe?
Big demo assistant. Yep.
I want to see that one because
Okay.
I literally spent 20 minutes this morning on the dojo answering questions about DevOps and best practices.
All right. So this is the Major Domo assistant. It's built as a desktop application.
So this feels a little bit like Workbench, only I'm noticing you're on a Mac.
That's right.
Does it work on PC as well?
Yep, works on Mac, works on PC. This is an Electron app if you want to get a little bit technical. So this will work anywhere.
Okay.
So I'm just logging into my instance here. I'll log into my dev instance. Oh, I don't work at Domo anymore. Oh, that's awesome. I work at CrystalBallers now, so I should use that email. This is a bare bones V1 with, again, a big roadmap and a big vision where, again, we're looking for customer partners to help us prioritize and build this thing according to what it should be. We kind of so John was the Major Domo at Domo for 4 years, right? And he saw some lack of enterprisey capability that he wished existed. One of those things was backup, right? They built a lot of internal processes at Domo to blow away content that didn't seem like it was being used because everybody was building stuff in Domo, every employee. And so they wanted to keep a clean instance. They had these automated processes to help do that. And one time in 10, they'd blow away a card that then the CEO or the CTO would come and say, where the heck is this card that I really need once a year? And it would be a big hair on fire moment. Sometimes to recapture that, they'd have to really do a ton of work, lose a ton of time that could have been otherwise spent. So it would have been nice if you would have had a backup of this stuff before they blew it away, so that if that comment was made, they could just go recreate it. So that's what this does. You can see I logged into my instance. It's showing me all the pages that I have in my instance. And I can just go ahead and say, hey, I want to back up this page. I'll call the backup J. As I load the cards, it inspects the page, gives me all the cards from that page, and I can just run my backup. So it backs up all those cards. I'm not backing up the data sets, or anything like that. I'm just backing up the card definitions.
Where is it going to? Please tell me it's going to GitHub.
It can. Right now, it's backing up to the local machine. What we want to be able to provide is options. So if you want it backed up to GitHub, great. If you want it backed up to your S3 bucket, great. If you want it backed up to your Google Drive, right? We want our customers, again, to kind of help us think through this a little bit. What we thought about doing that might be interesting was backing them up as data sets in Domo. I don't know, just an idea. Again, we want customer partners to help us.
Like sending it to AppDB.
No, like literally as a data set in Domo.
Oh, that I can get you in the data center.
Yeah. In here, there is a restore function though. So if we say, okay, here's the J backup, it was backed up today. We want to restore it. I can go ahead and restore all of those cards to an existing page, or I can create a new page called J, and I can restore it. So as I come back to my Domo instance, you'll see that there's a new page now called J.
I realize I'm holding my breath.
Here's the J page, and all the cards are being built onto the J page. So this will keep all of your color rules, all your drill pathways, all your beast modes. Everything is stored in that JSON definition.
Is that just cards, or does it do layouts as well?
Right now, it's just cards. We see. So again, customer partners out there, we're calling to you. Do you want layouts first, or do you want data flow definitions first, or do you want any of these other things? We have a big roadmap that we want our, again, customer partners to help us.
Oh my gosh, I have like 15 people in mind that I'm just going to send them this video and be like, do you want it? How much do you want it for? I'm not kidding. I have a customer that literally manages thousands of cards.
Yeah, it's a big headache to try and do this. We think at the top of the roadmap for right away, obviously, is to do like scheduling. That's not in there yet. Data flows, layouts. Again, what priority do those happen in? I don't think any of those will take a long time to build, but like, what's the priority? Is it not even any of those things? Is it something completely else that we haven't thought of, right? So that's, again, we want to build it to what our customers really desire and need. The vision here is we're just trying to help Domo, right? Like, it's so frustrating to, like, again, be in the shoes of a Major Domo who's just blown away a card thinking you're doing something good, and then have somebody come and scream at you and not have a way to really quickly fix that, right? We want Domo customers to be happier, to renew more often, to build more, to bring more people in. We think that this will help with that.
I love that. So CrystalBaller, I mean, Andrew, this has been so much fun. Thank you for taking the time to come onto the channel and talk about these things. If I were interested in working with CrystalBallers as a customer, what all does CrystalBallers do?
Yeah, so from a services perspective, like consulting and stuff, we feel like we're a full service shop. So John was a data scientist at Domo. We can do data science, machine learning, AI work, but he was also a Major Domo at Domo. So we do a lot of Domo like governance work and training. We also just do general analytics work. We have quite a few customers that have brought us in just to help them fill the gap, right? As they've lost a data analyst or as new needs have come on board and they don't have the bandwidth to handle them. We're just doing general data analytics, dashboarding, data pipelining. We also have within our group really strong data engineers. We also have really strong people within like the GCP environment. So like those that have been certified as data architects in BigQuery.
Right.
Others are strong in AWS. So
you're like building a stable of former Domo consultants who do other things as well, right?
Yeah, that's literally what we've done, right? So we were at Domo for forever, and all of the really fantastic people that moved on from Domo, went somewhere else, and are doing other things. You know, we hit them up, said, "Hey, would you be interested in, you know, moonlighting or even full-time work?" And we're getting them in, and we're wanting to have deep specialty in all the areas of Domo, and that includes app building, as you've already seen, right? And consulting will be a smaller part of what we do. We're going to keep that part pretty small, but the idea there is just to help uncover more problems. Because again, the idea is the apps that we built have been abstractions from issues that we've seen.
Problems that you've encountered.
Yeah, there's no better way to get that perspective. It
must be really interesting being like a dorky data scientist, solution consultant person building apps. You're like, your job is to come up with cool ideas, and now you're just like bringing it to life. I freaking love that.
Yeah, it's a playground.
Dude, that's been so cool. Thank you for taking the time to come onto the channel, Andrew.
Thanks for having me.
It's been such a pleasure. We're gonna have to do this again in a couple months. I want to see what you build next. Thanks so much, man. Catch you later.
See ya.